Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive.
Ah,
Today we're looking at this super interesting guide all about maintaining motivation. Something I think we all struggle with from time to time.
oh, absolutely. I mean, who hasn't started a project all gung-ho only to fizzle out a couple weeks later?
Right.
Like, motivation can feel so fleeting
It
sometimes.
totally can. And this guide digs into why that is, and more importantly, what we can do about it. What are some of the things that stood out to you when you first read this?
Well, one of the first things that jumped out at me was the idea of purpose. You know how it's the fuel for that motivational engine.
Right, like without a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to run out of steam.
Oh, I think the guide even used the analogy of a car without gas. You might look good, but you won't get very far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think about all those times I've tried to start a new workout routine.
Hmm.
Just telling myself I need to lose weight never seemed to cut it. It's only when I connected it to something deeper, like wanting to have more energy to play with my kids or just feeling healthier overall, that I actually stuck with it. That's so interesting. And the guide actually talks about how those surface level goals, like wanting to lose weight to fit into a certain dress, they're not usually enough to keep us going for the long haul.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
we need that deeper, why that connects to our values and what's truly important to us.
totally. So I guess the first step is really getting clear on our purpose. Like, why do we want to achieve this particular goal? What's the driving force behind it?
Exactly. And I think it's important to be honest with ourselves here. Like sometimes we might think our motivation is coming from one place, but when we really dig deeper, we discover it's something else entirely.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Oh.
It's like peeling back the layers to uncover our true motivations.
And you know what's fascinating? There's actually a lot of research that supports this whole purpose-driven motivation thing. Have you ever heard of self-determination theory?
That rings a bell. Is that the one that talks about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation?
That's the one. And studies have shown that people who are driven by intrinsic goals, like things that are personally meaningful to them, they tend to be way more successful and fulfilled than those who are chasing external rewards or validation.
That makes total sense. Like if you're doing something just to impress others or get a pat on the back, it's probably not going to be very sustainable in the long run.
It's like you need that fire from within, that deep-seated desire that keeps you going even when things get tough.
And speaking of tough, let's be real for a minute. Even when we've got our purpose all figured out, life has a way of throwing curveballs. I mean, this guy doesn't sugarcoat that, does it?
Not at all. It gets straight to the point. Maintaining motivation is tough, and anyone who says otherwise is probably trying to sell you something.
Right, like those cheesy motivational posters that say, just do it. It's not always that simple, is it?
Definitely not. We all have those days where we just don't feel like it. I know I do.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. And I think the guide even says something like motivation isn't about always feeling pumped. It's about discipline to push through even when you don't.
It's so true. It's like, think about any successful athlete or musician. They didn't get there by only practicing when they felt inspired. They showed up and put in the work even when it was hard.
So it's more about building that consistency, right?
Yeah.
Like making it a habit to show up, even if it's just for a little bit.
Exactly. And I think the guide even had a quote about this, something like, it's not about perfection, it's about progress.
Yes, I remember that. That one really resonated with me because it takes the pressure off. Like, it's okay if we don't nail it every single time.
Mm,
As long as we're making an effort and moving forward, that's what matters.
totally. And I think a lot of us get stuck in this all or nothing mindset. Like if we can't do something perfectly, we might as well not do it at all.
So instead of trying to make these massive leaps all the time, maybe it's better to break down our goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
That's exactly what the guide suggests. It's like creating stepping stones to reach the top of a mountain. You don't have to make it in one giant leap. You can take it one step at a time.
I love that analogy.
Hmm.
And I think with each step you take, you get a little boost of motivation to keep going.
You do. It's like those small wins that we talked about earlier. Each one is a little victory that reinforces the idea that we're capable of making progress.
And that we're moving in the right direction, even if it's not always a straight line.
Exactly. And those small wins, they're so crucial for maintaining motivation, especially when we're facing setbacks.
Which, let's be honest, are inevitable.
They are part of the process. But the guide emphasizes that it's not the setbacks themselves that define us, it's how we choose to react to them.
Instead of letting them completely derail us, right? It's like, okay, that didn't go as planned, but what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach and keep moving forward?
It's like turning those oops moments into aha moments. I think a lot of times our biggest growth actually comes from those setbacks. It's how we build resilience.
Which is essential for staying motivated in the long run, right? Like if we can bounce back from challenges, we're more likely to stick with our goals even when things get tough.
Absolutely. And speaking of mindset, the guide talks a lot about the power of positivity.
Ooh, this is something I'm always curious about.
Mhm.
I'm a bit skeptical of those. Just think positive messages. But the guide seems to have a different take on it, doesn't it?
It does. It's not about ignoring the negative or pretending that everything is perfect. It's more about recognizing the power of our thoughts and how they can influence our actions.
Like that whole self-fulfilling prophecy thing, right? If we constantly tell ourselves we can't do something, we're way more likely to give up before we even start.
Exactly. And on the flip side, if we can cultivate a more positive and empowering mindset, we're more likely to take action and persevere even when things get challenging.
So it's like the guide says, instead of saying, I can't, maybe try saying, I'm learning or I'm getting better at this.
Yes, it's such a small shift in language, but it can have a huge impact on our mindset and ultimately on our results.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Purpose fuels. Our drive discipline keeps us going, even when it's tough. And positivity helps us reframe challenges and stay focused on what we can achieve.
Exactly. It's like a recipe for success with all these different ingredients working together to create something amazing.
And you know what's so cool about this deep dive?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about theory, we're actually exploring practical strategies that our listeners can start using today.
That's what I love about it. It's all about empowering people to take control of their motivation and create the lives they want.
And before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I'd love to hear what's standing out to you so far. What's resonating most with you?
That's a great question. I think what's really hitting home for me is the idea that motivation isn't some fixed trait. It's something we can cultivate and develop over time. Like it's a muscle that we can strengthen with practice.
I love that analogy. It makes motivation feel so much more attainable, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it's not something we either have or don't have. It's something we can all work towards.
exactly. And I think that's a really empowering message because it means that no matter where we are on our motivation journey, we can always improve and grow.
Okay, so we're back. And I'm still thinking about all these different pieces of the motivation puzzle. Like we've talked about purpose, discipline, and positivity. But I feel like there's got to be more to it, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like one thing that really stood out in the guide to me was this whole concept of celebrating small wins.
Right, like those little victories along the way that help keep us going.
Exactly. It's so easy to get caught up in the big picture, like just focusing on the end goal and forgetting to acknowledge all the progress we're making along the way.
I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah.
Like I'll set this huge goal and then get discouraged when I don't see results right away.
I think we all do that to some extent. But this guide really emphasizes how important it is to celebrate those small wins because they can actually have a huge impact on our motivation.
Really? Like how so?
Well, for one thing, it gives us a sense of accomplishment, like we're actually making progress towards something,
Yeah.
which can be really motivating, especially when we're facing a challenge.
That makes sense. Like it's a little boost of positive reinforcement to keep us going.
Exactly. And it also helps build momentum. Like each small win kind of propels us forward towards the next one.
Okay, I can see that. And I think it also helps to break down those big, overwhelming goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Absolutely. Because when we focus on those smaller wins, it doesn't feel so daunting. Like we're not trying to climb Mount Everest all at once. We're just taking it one step at a time.
And with each step, we're building confidence and motivation.
Exactly. And what's interesting? There's actually some pretty cool science behind this whole celebrating small wins thing. Have you heard of dopamine?
Yeah, it's like a neurotransmitter, right? Something to do with pleasure and reward.
You got it. And when we celebrate our wins, even the small ones, it actually triggers the release of dopamine in our brains.
Oh, wow. So it's like we're literally wiring our brains for success by acknowledging and celebrating those little victories.
It's kind of amazing, right? Like something so simple can actually have such a profound impact on our brain chemistry and our motivation levels.
So I guess the takeaway here is don't underestimate the power of those small wins. Like take the time to acknowledge them, celebrate them, and let them fuel your motivation.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But, even with all these tools and techniques, sometimes we still hit those motivation slumps, right? Like those times when we just feel stuck or uninspired.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we all go through those phases. And the guide actually addresses this, doesn't it?
It does. It talks about the importance of creating an environment that supports our goals.
Okay, so it's not just about our internal mindset, It's also about our external surroundings.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
think about it. If you're trying to eat healthier, but your kitchen is full of junk food, it's going to be a lot harder to resist those temptations, right?
That's so true. It's like setting yourself up for failure.
And it's not just about food either. It's about all aspects of our environment. Like,
Hmm.
if you're trying to be more productive, but your workspace is cluttered and chaotic, it's going to be harder to focus.
So it's like we need to create a space that supports our goals and makes it easier to stay on track.
Exactly. And this goes for our social environment too, like surrounding ourselves with people who encourage and support us.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because negativity can be so contagious.
It totally can,
Right.
but so can positivity. And the guide really emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up and inspire us.
It's like having a team of motivation cheerleaders in your corner.
I love that. And, sometimes that team can also include professionals like therapists or coaches who can help us stay accountable and provide guidance along the way.
It's like having a personal trainer for your motivation.
Exactly. And don't forget about the importance of being our own cheerleaders too, like practicing self-compassion and speaking to ourselves with kindness.
Right. Because sometimes we can be our own worst critics.
Totally.
Well,
So it's important to challenge those negative self-talk patterns and replace them with more positive and empowering affirmations.
it's like giving ourselves a pep talk, you
Yeah.
know? Like, hey, you're doing great. Keep it up. You got this.
And, all of this ties back to self-care, like making sure we're taking care of our physical and mental well-being so that we have the energy and resilience to pursue our goals.
Right. Because if we're running on fumes, it's going to be pretty hard to stay motivated.
Exactly. The guide emphasizes the importance of things like sleep exercise, healthy eating, and stress management.
It's like making sure our motivation engine is properly fueled and maintained.
I like that analogy. And it also talks about the importance of finding activities that bring us joy and replenish our energy.
Like hobbies or spending time with loved ones.
Exactly, because when we're feeling happy and fulfilled, it's easier to stay motivated and engaged in our goals.
So it's all about finding that balance, right, between pushing ourselves and taking care of ourselves.
And this guide has really highlighted how important it is to approach motivation from a holistic perspective. Like, it's not just about willpower or grit, it's about understanding ourselves, creating a supportive environment, and taking care of our overall well-being.
It's like a whole lifestyle approach to motivation.
And one that I think can be really sustainable in the long run because it's not about quick fixes or temporary bursts of inspiration. It's about creating habits and routines that support our goals and help us thrive.
And it's a journey, right? Like motivation isn't something we achieve overnight. It's something we cultivate and nurture over time.
Absolutely. And this guide has given us so many amazing tools and techniques to help us along the way.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super inspired right now. Like I'm ready to tackle those goals with a renewed sense of purpose and a whole toolbox of motivation strategies.
Me too. It's like we've been given a secret weapon in the fight against procrastination and apathy.
And you know what's so cool about this deep dive? We're not just talking about theory. We're actually exploring practical strategies that our listeners can start using today.
Absolutely. It's all about empowering people to take control of their motivation and create the lives they want.
And before we wrap up this episode, I'd love to hear from you. What are some of the key takeaways that you're walking away with today?
Well, one of the biggest things for me is this whole idea of self-awareness, like really understanding our own unique motivation patterns and what makes us tick.
Right? Because what works for one person might not work for another. So it's all about finding what resonates with us and
Yeah.
tailoring our approach accordingly.
Exactly. And I think another key takeaway is the importance of creating a supportive environment, both internally and externally.
Yes. Like surrounding ourselves with positive influences, celebrating our wins, and practicing self-compassion.
It's like building a foundation of motivation that can help us weather any storm.
And I think the guide also emphasizes the fact that motivation is a skill that can be developed over time.
It's not something we're born with or without. It's something we can all cultivate and strengthen with practice and patience.
Which is really encouraging, right? Like it means that no matter where we are on our motivation journey, we can always improve and grow.
Exactly. And this deep dive has given us so many valuable tools to help us do just that.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really excited about all the possibilities. Like there's so much potential within each of us to achieve our goals and create the lives we want.
I couldn't agree more. And I think this guide has given us the roadmap to make it happen.
Well, this has been such an incredible deep dive. I feel like we've covered so much ground and learned so many valuable insights.
Me too. I'm walking away with a renewed sense of purpose and a whole toolbox of motivation strategies.
And I hope our listeners are feeling the same way. like they're inspired and empowered to take action and make those dreams a reality.
Absolutely. Remember, folks, motivation is a journey, not a destination. So be kind to yourself, celebrate those small wins, and never give up on what you're passionate about.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep that motivation burning bright.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different strategies for maintaining motivation, but I'm curious, what are some of the key takeaways that you're walking away with?
It's really sticking with me. It's this idea that motivation is not just something you either have or you don't. It's more like a muscle that you can build and strengthen over time.
I like that analogy. It makes it seem a lot less intimidating. Like it's not some magical quality that some people are just born with.
Right. And I think a big part of that is developing self-awareness, like
Yeah.
really paying attention to what motivates you, what drains your energy, and what triggers those slumps.
So it's about understanding your own personal patterns and then figuring out what strategies work best for you.
Exactly. And it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. What works for me might not work for you. So it's all about experimenting and finding what resonates.
And the guide actually talks about a bunch of different strategies, right? Like
Yeah.
we've covered setting clear goals, breaking them down into smaller steps, celebrating small wins.
Right. And we talked about the importance of creating a supportive environment, surrounding yourself with positive people, and practicing self-care.
It's like we're building a whole toolkit of motivation strategies.
Yeah.
And the more tools we have in that toolkit, the better equipped we are to handle those inevitable dips in motivation.
Because let's be real, even with the best intentions, we're all going to have those days where we just don't feel like it.
Oh, absolutely. But I think what this guide has really shown me is that it's not about being perfect. It's about progress, not giving up when things get tough.
It's about having those strategies in place so that we can bounce back and keep moving forward.
And remembering that motivation is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns, but as long as we keep our eyes on the prize and keep moving, even if it's just one small step at a time, we'll get there eventually.
I love that. And I think this deep dive has given us a lot to think about and a lot of practical tools to take with us.
I agree. It's been a really insightful conversation.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive on maintaining motivation. We hope you found it helpful and inspiring. And remember, you've got this. We believe in you.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep chasing those dreams.